Hello, and welcome to the training for the 2020 Metro Denver Point in Time Count. Thank you so much for supporting these efforts and helping make sure that everyone counts in Metro Denver. This training will go over everything you need to know. My name is Diane Howell, and I'm the Regional Point in Time Coordinator at Metro Denver Homeless Initiative, the continuum of care organization responsible for leading this point in time count. The point in time count is the number of people who are experiencing literal homelessness in our community on a single night during the last 10 days in January. This count happens across the country. In Metro Denver, we always do it on the last Monday in January. This year, that begins sundown on Monday, January 27th, and will go through Tuesday, January 28th. This is a single night count, a snapshot of any given night in the winter of people experiencing homelessness. It is required of federal funding for permanent housing. In our community, this supports an application which brings in approximately $26 million annually. It also provides an opportunity for community engagement and raising awareness among our citizens and a chance to get to know their unhoused neighbors. It also provides key data for our planning purposes so that we can work together towards ending homelessness. The point in time is a count of those experiencing literal homelessness in our community. That includes those staying in sheltered situations, such as emergency shelters, transitional housing, and motel and hotel rooms paid for by an agency. Many of these locations are able to come from a database called the Homeless Management Information System. The point in time is also our best method for determining how many people are living in unsheltered situations. Those are places not meant for habitation, such as vehicles, staying on the streets, doorways, sidewalks, underpasses, if somebody rides the bus all night, or staying along the trails in an encampment or an abandoned building. Any place not meant for habitation is considered unsheltered. So what do we learn through all of these efforts? We learn about the overall number of people experiencing homelessness in our community on any given night. Last January 28th, that was 5,755 people on one single night, and 1,402 of those were in families with children. Also, 946 people were counted and surveyed that were living unsheltered that evening. We also learn about the characteristics of our unhoused neighbors experiencing homelessness, whether or not they have a mental health concern, a substance abuse concern, if they're fleeing domestic violence. This also helps us plan for these services. We know that we do not currently have enough mental health services and substance abuse treatment programs in our community. This helps show the need for those services. The point in time also shows us trends over the years. We can evaluate programs and see if the number of people we are seeing in our community is increasing or decreasing. Here you see a picture of the area we need to cover during the point in time. We have the 7-county Denver metro region. It's approximately 4,500 square miles large, which is just smaller than the size of Connecticut. We have over 40 municipalities. We have area considered rural, suburban, urban, and mountainous areas. This takes an awful lot of coordination. We have coordinators in each community, in all the counties, and in some of the cities as well, that meet during the point in time committee through MDHI and help plan these efforts regionally. You also see a snapshot of pin drop locations from where surveys were completed in 2019. This visual representations of where people are staying helps us develop knowledge around outreach services and help develop plans to meet people where they are at. In 2019, more than 600 volunteers supported hundreds more staff in completing the point in time count. They surveyed at locations across the region called magnet events, at shelters, on outreach, and at a variety of local organizations. Magnet events are events that are put together specifically for folks that are living unsheltered and are especially helpful in some of our more suburban and rural communities. They're created directly to invite folks to come in, have a meal, have a sense of community, perhaps take a shower, get a haircut, and get some needed items. And they also complete surveys during the point in time count. Across the region, we had more than 15 magnet events where more than 500 people completed surveys. Many were living unsheltered and may not have been surveyed otherwise. Unsheltered outreach is one of our larger efforts across the region. Folks in every single county are out walking along trails, visiting areas where people are known to camp, encouraging them with incentives and donations we've received, and asking them to complete the point in time survey. Volunteers are paired with someone who knows the area and is able to lead the team in these efforts. We also have a number of local organizations that participate in the point in time count. We try to basically be everywhere across the region for 24 to 48 hours to find people that may be living unsheltered. We are at many public libraries, including Denver Public Library, and healthcare locations such as Stout Street Healthcare pictured here, and day shelters like St. Francis and Father Woody's. It's a great opportunity to get to know how another agency works and be a part of the efforts that day. All right, let's review the survey. This is a snapshot of the mobile survey that we have online. We would like everyone to complete the survey online if at all possible. We receive much better data and it is easier to analyze this data when it comes in on this mobile survey. We do have the paper version of the survey available on our website. This can be used for backup in case the internet is not working. Most sheltered locations are coming directly from a database. If you are surveying at a shelter that evening, you will complete this sheltered survey. If you are surveying anywhere else, you will complete the unsheltered survey only. And here you see the unsheltered version of the survey. Most everyone will be using this version. And this is another reason to complete using the online survey, is that you don't have to remember these things. The survey will walk you through each step. You'll see there on the mobile survey that if you're speaking with somebody and they say they stayed in shelter the night before, the survey says stop now and thank them for their time. You do not need to complete a survey on Tuesday with anyone who stayed in shelter, as we've already received this information from direct surveying or from their agency database. On the back side of the paper survey, we ask demographic and characteristic information. The head of household or the person that you're speaking to is giving this information for everyone in the family. We'll go more in depth into these questions during the mobile survey walkthrough, but you will see that there is a refusal and observation section. Only complete this if you're in a sheltered location or on outreach. Otherwise, it's not information that is as helpful. However, if you're uncertain, feel free to fill it out. We also have an additional veteran supplemental section. This helps connect veterans who aren't currently connected with the VA to have an outreach worker come meet with them and talk about housing resources and other services for which they might be eligible. And this is the Youth Supplemental Survey. We are completing this survey again at the request of the Office of Homeless Youth Services at the Division of Housing with the other COCs in Colorado during the point in time. This survey is only for young adults and youth under age 25. It is also built into the mobile survey, but here you can see the questions written down on paper. It does ask additional information, such as foster care involvement or juvenile justice involvement. We ask additional questions so we can help develop even more thorough plans for our young adults that are experiencing various types of homelessness. Okay, we are ready to walk through the survey. This is the end of the first section of the online training. Please have your phone or online on your computer ready to go to everyonecounts.mdhi.org to follow along with the online survey training.